Hello. Let's talk about signs and synchronicities. Because I think that it's important that when you're first waking up to your gifts and you're first starting out on your journey, or you're being called to start on a journey but you're not listening to your guides, I want to talk about this because I had a conversation with a friend yesterday. I might tag him, I might not. But I was having a conversation with him, and we were talking about signs and synchronicities and how, like, we can be stubborn and, you know, and not necessarily, like, what do we do with all of these synchronicities? You know what I mean? Like, what do we do with all these angel numbers, with all these birds, with all these animals, with all of these messages from other people, right? It reminds me of In the Good Place when the bad, like, the other, I don't even know what his name is, but the architect who, like, found out that they were actually, like, that the good place was not operating how it should, and so he was, like, trying to shut down and blah blah blah, and take the four people to the actual bad place. So Michael tried giving them, like, he gave them so many messages in his roast that he did of them, right? And they were like, they picked up on some of them and they acted accordingly, and then they were successful and whatever. And so afterwards they were talking to Michael, and they were like, yeah, we picked up on like 7 or 8 messages. And he was like, perfect, because I sent you like millions of them. That is exactly how I imagine, like, our guides trying to communicate with us, because they'll send us songs, they'll send us numbers, they'll send us birds, they'll send us animals, they'll send us strangers who have just a random profound sentence to say, billboards, just like so many random things. Like, they are just boom 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 until you do something about it. So my friend was just like, what am I supposed to do with this? And I was like, my rule of thumb is 3. Okay, if I get 3 signs associated to one thing, right? Like, one of the deities I worked with was trying to reach out to me to do a collective ritual, okay? Or a ritual for the collective. And I was just vibing. I was like, it's a beautiful day outside, I'm just living my life. And then it was like, I got a whole bunch of notifications on the Citizen app for fires. And then I was like, interesting. And I was like, whatever, I'm at the park with my son, I'm vibing, okay? So we're at the park. And then I'm pushing my son on the swing, right? And a red and black helicopter flies directly over me. And I was like, interesting. La-di-da. And then, to seal the deal, Pele sends me a hawk. A hawk flies right above me into one of the trees at the park, and, like, heading in the direction, because we live across the street, so heading in that direction of where my house is. And I was like, I think Pele's trying to reach out to me for something. So then I get home. We get home and put my son to bed for his nap, and then I was like, went into meditation, talked to Pele, and she was like, yes, girl, like, I need you to do this. I was like, okay, my bad. And the reason why I have a rule of 3 is because it can be a slippery slope to get caught up in the everything is a sign. Because sure, everything can be a sign, right? But it can lead into a slippery slope of being ungrounded And we don't want that, okay? We want to stay grounded. We want to stay like, yes, we are a soul having a human experience, but we also need to make sure that we are grounded, and that it's more of like when you're in meditation or somebody's teaching you how to do meditation and they say, if you have any thoughts that come across your mind, just simply acknowledge them and return to your breath, right? Return your focus to your breath. And you could say, I acknowledge you, right? And then refocus. That's what I pretty much do with signs, right? Like, oh, interesting. Okay. And then move on. So that's my story. That's how I feel about signs and synchronicities. If you have a different way of staying grounded while also listening to signs and synchronicities, I'd love to hear them, because I am still stubborn. At the end of the day, for as long as I've been doing this, I am still stubborn. Okay, love you, bye.